That is clear.
The minute the audience thinks I'm promoting it, my credibility is done, right? My job is to, and I do this with everything that I do, is to present the country in a way that people learn, they understand, and then they can make an intelligent decision about their travel choices. I can tell you, if you look back at all the other world tours that we've done, that it's resulted in a huge increase in tourism. And one of the reasons is, and I don't want to sound like I'm being self-serving, but when it's all about accessibility and fear. The worst four-letter word that starts with F when it comes to travel is fear. The United States State Department still has a travel advisory for Tanzania. People are telling me all the time, oh, I don't want to go, I'm scared. Do I look like I'm scared? Do I look like I'm scared?
Not really.
No. You have to make an intelligent choice about where you go. The Tanzanian people are warm and embracing and loving and welcoming and hospitable. They want to share their stories. They want to show you their city, their town, their village, where they work, what they do, the studio we're in right now. I don't have fear. I have curiosity. So if you can, or if I can, present a country in an honest and credible way, then there's no need to promote it. It'll just happen.
Everything is done.
Yes. So that's one of the reasons why when we do these shows, there is no editorial involvement from either the government or the tourism folks. Because if they got involved, they couldn't help themselves. It would be a blatant advertisement. And if I ever did that, I'd have to resign. Right? I'd have to quit. That's not what I do. But my job and my challenge is to do a show that's honest, that's credible, that shows people their options. And when people can see that I can do it, they want to do it. Now I have to tell you, that may not mean when they come here they'll still know where Tanzania is. They may not. They may not ever know. But they will come back and go, wow, look what I experienced. Not look what I did, or look what I bought, look what I experienced. Look at the conversations I had. At the end of the day, these shows are about conversations. The conversations that I have with Her Excellency, the conversations in which we find common ground, and in which she can communicate her hopes, her vision, her history to the people of the world about a country that most people don't know. So we're happy to do it. You know why? Because I learned too. I learned too.
I would like to hear your opinion and your advice now after the Royal Tour, Tanzania Royal Tour. What should be next? What should Tanzanians now do? We have the Tanzania Royal Tour. Now, in your own opinion, in your own words, what should Tanzanians now do?
Well, I think the pathway is clear. You have no shortage of talented people. You have no shortage of people with energy and passion and drive. So that part of it's already ready. You have no shortage of natural resources. You have no shortage of land. You have no shortage of animals. You have, although you did at one point with elephants, but that's getting better.
Yes.
You have no shortage of any of that. So what you need now is responsible infrastructure in terms of hotel and resort development, natural resources being your water, seashore development, transportation development. I can tell you that in New York, when we had the premiere, one major US airline, they came to a special lunch that I had for the president, and all they want to do right now is start service to Tanzania. There is not a single US airline that flies here. Why not? Because they didn't know about Tanzania. Now they do. So I think within the next 3 to 5 years, partly fueled by our show, not that it was not my job to do that, but partly fueled by the awareness level that's been raised, you will see a change. Because we've seen that in every other show that we've done, whether it was in Rwanda or New Zealand. Whether and Rwanda needed the help, New Zealand didn't think they needed the help, they got it anyway, because it added more people that never even, it's the number of eyeballs that now look and go, I had no idea. There are 196 countries in the world. Right now, if you're worried about safety, there's there are only about 180 you can go to. That's still 180 countries. You and I could walk out of the studio right now and go to any of them. Okay, why would we go to any of them? What's compelling us to go? What are our passion that goes, I have to go there? People don't travel because they want to travel. They travel because they need to travel. It's an emotional connection. So I think if the story is told the right way and it's told honestly, it's inescapable. You're going to have an emotional connection to Tanzania. And once that happens, everything happens.
Falls apart. Now, talking on the future of tourism, you have been able to travel to various places here in Tanzania to see the natural heritage,
yes,
the whatever you call it on the tourism aspect here in Tanzania. Now, talking of the future of tourism, in your own opinion, Peter, how do you see the future of tourism globally here in Tanzania?
Well, you asked me how I see the future of tourism globally, and then how I see it in Tanzania.
Yes, and of course, the areas of investment.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. What was the #1 topic before the pandemic? It was over-tourism, and it was sustainability. Those are the two main topics of discussion. Then the pandemic happened. Well, guess what? We're now coming out of that. We're being able to manage the virus better. It's not over. We're able to manage it. And those two subjects are back on the drawing board, right? So you have an opportunity here to build your infrastructure, to build your opportunities for your visitors, but to do it responsibly and not do over-tourism. While you and I are sitting here right now, the city of Venice in Italy is now charging tourists to go to St. Mark's Square. They're charging them an entrance fee. If a country becomes an amusement park, it's over, right? You have great natural parks. They don't have to become an amusement park. You can manage your visitors. You can manage those numbers. And if that means you charge more for the experience, then do it. But the point is, you're not going to make the mistakes, hopefully, that other countries have made. And that's just in terms of the numbers. Then there's the sustainability aspect. More and more people today, when they travel, they want to know, where did this glass of water come from? How did it get here? It didn't just come from the store. How did it get here? When I flush the toilet, where does that water go? They want to know.
The waste product, yeah?
They want to know. Because it's a holistic approach to travel now. It's not just I want to sit at the pool with a fluffy drink and get a suntan.
Yeah.
First of all, people are not coming to Tanzania to get a suntan. That's ridiculous. They're coming here to have an experience, right? To immerse themselves in a culture. And
see what Tanzania has to offer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So now, from the business community, as they want to grow tourism, it's already 17% of your GDP. That's big.
Yeah.
The global average is 11. You're 6 points above that already. There's no reason why you can't go to 25, 26, 27%. But the question is not that you're going to get there. You're going to get there. The question is how you're going to get there. And you're going to get there by doing it responsibly. Because travelers today will make choices based on your behavior. They will make choices not based on who's got the highest building, or who's got the fastest boat, or the most delicious coffee, or the most delicious cashews, which you have, by the way. Our cashew nuts cannot come close to your I live on your cashew nuts now. But it's not going to be based on that. It's going to be based on responsible behavior, so that you're protecting the environment, you're protecting your tribes, you're protecting your resources, you're protecting your animals, you're protecting all the other wildlife, you're protecting your ports. It's not just about growth and building, it's about doing it responsibly. Because your biggest resource, it's your people. And that doesn't change. Oh my goodness. I have to tell you, I had a big crew when we came here. They had never been. None of them had ever been here. When they left, they were calling their wives and their husbands saying, you've got to come back with me. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
You have a great experience here. You have a great product here. And as long as you do it responsibly, it only grows well. Not just larger, it grows well.
Peter, it feels good to continue talking to you, but we are running out of time. But very briefly, your message to Tanzanians.
My message to Tanzanians is my message essentially to the African continent.
Yes.
There are 54 countries here. Most of you have been ignored by the West. Most of you have been ignored by the big G20 countries. This is your century now. This is your time. This is your time for growth. This is your time for development. This is your time to shine. And guess what? You're going to do it.
Peter, thank you so much for your time. It feels good and a pleasure to have you here on the set, and it's so nice to see you again in Tanzania.
It's so nice to be here again in Tanzania. And as I walk out the door, I'm starting to learn my Swahili, right?
What are the Swahili words that you know?
Oh, the most important word to me is pole pole.
Pole pole, yeah? Do you know the meaning?
I do.
What is it?
To me, it could be meaning slowly, slowly,
Yes.
but it also means carefully, carefully.
Yes, definitely. I think the second one fits most.
Yeah.
Thank you.
got
Thank
it.
you. Nice talking to you.
And likewise.
Asante sana.
Asante.
Well, dear viewers, we have come to the end of our discussion. Of course, it was a chit-chat to the executive producer of Tanzania, the Royal Tour. And of course, his name is Peter Greenberg. From me, your host, Agnes Tuniga, thank you very much for being with us. Till next time, it's goodbye.
Tanzania, the Royal Tour.
Chama cha Makatibu Mahususi Tanzania